Go.
All right, so such a great day to come out to my gym, not have to look for a gym or go to the gym down the street, wherever it is. Wherever I am, here we are, ready to go. So I bring to you the sand dune. The reason I'm using the sand dune as a firefighter in my 50s, recent knee surgeries, I was asked to look at it from a rehab standpoint. I started just doing some just general things just to kind of get movement in the joints and see how it felt. And I could already tell that immediately, while I could do this on the ground and I had little impact pain, I got on the sand dune and all of a sudden it went away. So what's that going to do for me? It's going to help me go longer. And my confidence quickly went to where I could go faster. Now I was just in surgery a few months ago, and already I believe that through the use of the sand dune, because of confidence, the versatility, because I'll be doing a lot of things here with this, balance, jumping, things that a firefighter needs to do, lateral work, jumping back, things I got to get out of the way in an emergency, right? Because of what this does for me, the time has been compressed in regards to what normal healing is for a guy that wants to stay in shape for the job of being a firefighter. Now, firemen traditionally run a lot for PT. Run on this, you can't last the amount of time you are used to being able to last. Doggone it, I'm getting tired already. I need to change up my motion. I'm in the sand on the beach right now. If I lived in Idaho, what's a guy to do? It's okay. Just take this out of my closet, next to my karate table, computer table, whatever, and I'm doing my thing. Now, let's get creative. Let's go back a few months when I was really rehabbing. All I could do was so-and-so. Very easy. My mom, in her 80s, could stand on this and engage her core. And I can ask her to close her eyes. Proprioception at work. The next day, she actually felt like she had worked her abdominal muscles. I can do the same thing here. Get a little warm. Make sure the joints are loose. See, there's roll in my joints. Whatever I do, there's roll, just enough roll, so I have just enough instability, but enough stability because of the way these are designed to have that confidence to do. I have no impact as I land. You want to use props? We can use props, but we want to go light here, right? I want to work all planes of movement. I can do that on here. Right now, my legs, they're lit up. I'm marching. I can do this a while, even on the beach. Not so long on this as I could on the beach even. I'm going to maintain contact. It takes more energy to actually push off and maintain contact with the sand dune than it does to do this. I'm actually relieving on the concentric part of my motion. I'm actually releasing that contractile energy here. Now let's go a little step further. Let's go to low assault. As I turn this into here, I'm now working on something that firemen absolutely have to have on the job. Short burst training. We lower the rest. We increase the range of motion. We try to stay on beat. We get low. Keep those legs firing, because that's what we need to deal with the task at hand, right? And I have engaged every muscle group there. Doing a full range of motion. You think my heart, cardiovascular wise, is being assisted here? Hey fireman, I hear it every day at the station. You know what, boss, we had 2 calls, gotta put food on the table. I don't got time to train this morning. Really? Look what I just did in 3 minutes. Okay? I worked on agility. I worked on plyometrics. I can go fast. I can go very rehab mode. I can do what my grandmother needs and just work on balance. I can really engage whatever I need to do, but there's instability. I can do that all day long. I'm tired. I can do that all day long here. But when I get on this, holy moly, there's just enough instability. I did pretty good there, but I could feel the firing in my muscles. So much more dramatic because of the challenge of keeping my balance and proprioception. I'm gonna stop for a second and take a break and open up any questions that the cameraman, Matt, might have.
How did you notice this in terms of your recovery from your injury?
I've been trying actively to reduce my rest modes. That's what's going to prepare me for the job at hand. If I can fit in 1 to 2 more intervals in the same amount of 5 to 10 minute workout and have my rest period slightly scaled down, and if I could keep on that sort of path, man, I'm in business. I'm doing what the taxpayers expect me to do, be in overall general good fitness.
Now, what do you think about the using this in terms of reducing risk of injuries for people that are not injured?
Well, right now what I'm doing, Matt, is I'm doing a heels up, toe down. I am, just by this right here, this is what I first did on the sand dune after rehab, for my rehab. Every muscle, the muscle fascia, those little connecting fibers, all the way from the structures of my feet, all the way up through the calf area, the tibia, the fibia, around those critical knee joints, IT band, all those, everything's engaged and firing, right? Well, I can only do about 10 independently. Then I was done. 3 weeks later, I was able to do, as long as I kept on this every few days, a couple days, I had to give myself a lot of rest in the beginning. I got up to about 100 of these. And that, it already is getting sore, but I have now the endurance that I had 0 of just 3 months ago. Okay, I am feeling my complete core engaged, and on a postural, I feel my lower back engaged. If I don't want to feel that, if I have a little bit of low back pain that day, I won't go independent. I'll go same thing, same time. My older friend in her 60s, Katie, did this with scoliosis, and she found that by doing it this method, it took away all of that confidence that you lack when you feel a little bit of pain in the lower back. And then if that wasn't enough, the first day I remember trying it, we had her bend her knees. So now all she's doing is firing those lower legs. Oh my gosh, there's so much focus going on those lower legs. And what are we all based on? Our foundation. I want my foundation strong, I want it agile, and I want it to have endurance. When I was getting through rehab, I'd go to fall and I would slip because I just didn't have that muscle memory engaged. And as I did that, as I did this more and more, I realized I'm getting it back. And if I did take a little fall, I could catch myself.
Faster reaction.
Faster reactions. So I hope I gave you a pretty complete but in-depth answer to that, because it's very important. It's a great question.
Now, what do you think about anybody that is a little bit overweight that wants to use this for a conditioner to lose weight?
Well, as you can see, when you do any high intensity interval training, the the insulin resistance that you develop is so huge. So as you're maintaining a healthy diet and you do interval training such as this, that insulin dump is gone. You're at homeostasis. So on a molecular basis, we're doing magic for the body right now. We've been created in a wonderful way, and if we do some key things, we can keep things intact the way our body's supposed to operate. Now what I'm going to do is simulate a couple things that the fireman needs to know. Yes sir, boss. I got it coming. Here's that hose roll you ordered. Okay. Already, I can feel quite a difference in my abdominal region as I work on tempo and I work on form and posture. You got to on this because you don't have the stability that the ground offers. And not all ground that we work on is smooth. It's rocky, it's deep, shallow holes, right? Right, so we have to be ready for this, and I'm preparing for that by doing rolling movements with my feet, okay? In a second here, I'm going to show you a little device I like to work into my program. I like to work in several things. Well, I want to be functional for my job. A little Bulgarian device here. Well, developing rotator cuff. All you athletes that got in the fire department, or you athletes that are just trying to get back their pre-season healthy, you want to train that rotator cuff, right? I'm concerned about how well I'm going to do lifting young patient over my shoulders for that rescue. Internal, external rotators. Well, I can do this on the ground, but oh, so much more effective on the sand dune. Do we have any more questions from the field there?
Well, that one looked like it actually works your upper and lower body both at the same time pretty effectively.
Oh, definitely. It's the whole performance chain being activated because as our musculature is on a spiral, wouldn't you think we'd want to train turning linear into circular, circular into linear, right?
Now you said earlier you can run up how many stairs usually and not really gas out?
Well, we have a training tower or a tower in the city that we run quite often. We have access to it on the weekends. It's 23 stories and we'll do 5 or 6 slaps of that and pretty winded. And it's over the course of 30-35 minutes with some rest, but it's still a good pace. I can't last nearly that long on a SANDDUNE. I cannot even half at that sort of pace. Still do it. Get used to having those turnouts on, that equipment on, carrying on your back. And I use that on here, but it's such a beautiful day, time's short, and so I went with this option.
You're actually on lunch break, right?
Just a little lunch break. That's all I have time for today, actually. So it's a great day to make this to turn this little video into a little somewhat infomercial for the people who have never seen this awesome tool. Can I get somebody? How would you like to do a little something for me? Let's work on reactions by sending me that.
Sore last time I did this.
Just random, any place you want to throw it. I really have to find my own stability by engaging the core. Let's do that off the sand dune. Let's do it one leg. Already so much easier. I go all day like this. All day. So as you see, multiple applications. It's not a treadmill. I didn't spend $4,000 for it. I can't wheel my treadmill out into the park like this. It took me 3 minutes to get it into my truck and over here and carry it out to this fun little spot. It could have been in my living room watching TV. Could have been in my office at the firehouse, which it always is, quite often is. It weighs 10 pounds. I love this thing. So, you know, that lunchtime fatigue you guys get. Gosh, yeah, I know we got that 1 o'clock appointment, or the dinger goes, you know the dinger's gonna go off because we just ate, and that's when the accidents start happening. Take 2 minutes. Just get things working. Just get things working. It's fun. It's got an uphill, a downhill. So even though for those slight little esoteric changes in the body, I can go slight change in the degree. It's like a 5-degree difference in this little device. I don't notice it, but my body does. So as I go to extend out of my frontal plane, I actually feel that balance point slightly different, a little more challenging. And to tell you the truth, I can't remember which direction I was at to start with, but I think I reversed it 180 degrees. It got quite a different effect. But anyway, for us to have fitness, folks, we've got to challenge our center of gravity. Without paying attention to how well we can stray from our center of gravity and still maintain awareness, reaction, agility, leverage to affect that positive performance chain, then we're really shortchanging ourselves. Okay, so let's be a little more educated. Let's do more with less instead of doing less with more, because I can get on that treadmill at the house and I'm very limited to what I'm going to do. Right? I can go backwards, I can go sideways, you know, nowhere near. And actually there's a danger component to that. My mom isn't going to get on that thing. She doesn't trust it. She's probably because she's going to fall off it when she gets a little fatigued, and it's going to be an ugly accident. If I fall off this, the worst case scenario, I don't know, I could twist my ankle maybe. But doggone it, if that's the worst it gets. Beautiful device. Absolutely love it.
That's a wrap.